Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy. It's a pleasure. It's always my honor to be greeting you and bringing this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. Now, before I go any further, I want to say to you that I would have liked to be out in nature bringing these words of wisdom to you. However, there's a lot of rain that's been coming lately, and as a matter of fact, we are into the rainy season. Okay? But whenever I get the time and the sun is shining, I'm going to see if I can get back out in nature to bring some videos out in nature for you. Okay, now let me get to what I want to say to you. I want to speak to you on the topic of that you don't have to be poor anymore. And the reason why I'm saying that you do not have to be poor anymore, it is because when you receive this kind of information that I'm sharing concerning the law of mentalism and how everything is mental, everything is psychological, and that all of your belief system that was given to you was robbing you of your greatness. Now, when you apply this kind of knowledge, it is power. And that power will enable you to achieve your every desire. So what I'm saying in essence is that poverty or being poor is based on a certain kind of mindset. And that is why I'm saying to you, you do not have to be poor anymore. And a person can have $10 million or $20 million and still be poor, because they do not have the right concept of who they are. But you are quite blessed or fortunate to be getting this kind of message, knowing that first of all, that the Bible that you've been reading all these years and that your parents have been telling you about, and the God which your parents have been telling you about as a man in the sky, that it is not true, and that the Bible adjusts the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, for the Bible was written symbolically and it have no reference to anyone who existed thousands of years ago, to any actual event that would have taken place on earth thousands of years ago. When you realize that from the beginning to the ending of the Bible, it's all a great psychological drama, then you no longer have to live in poverty. You no longer have to be poor, okay? Because you are dwelling under the energy of fear with such a belief system, and it was keeping you stuck and stagnated. It is actually a mental retardation, to be honest with you. Okay, so now you can break that spell or that curse. That's the reason why I'm saying to you that you no longer need to be poor, or you don't have to be poor anymore. So, my brother, my sisters, use this truth by applying it in your life and become more responsible for your thoughts and your actions. And be quite conscious of how you go to bed each and every night, and how you wake up in the morning. And remember to utilize the waking times when you would wake up in the morning between the time of 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning. Utilize that time. Don't just rush back to bed, but affirm something, or just sit there and allow your intuition to lead you and guide you, and you'll see a lot of things will change in your life. Now, I choose to speak to you concerning you do not have to be poor anymore, to really highlight certain things. Like, for example, when we look at a lot of people, especially black people who's on YouTube and they're making a lot of money, we see that they are displaying a certain kind of lifestyle that is showing you that they are still poor. Okay, and I have to highlight it because that's not the kind of example we need to set for this younger generation. And we have to realize when we're using our platform, doesn't matter how much subscribers we have, we are influenced to others and we are looked upon as, mentors or role models. Even though I always say, I do not look up to anyone or look down on anyone, I know there will always be people who look up to other people, okay? So we need to safeguard, those ones who would, see those who become successful and all they can show is what kind of vehicle they can buy, what kind of house they can live in, and where they can go and shop, okay, and buying and wearing the latest. And to be honest with you, when I look around and look at any other race of people who have money and so on, it seems to me like it's our people who always believe that they want supposed to flam and who's supposed to act as if they have arrived now, instead of using their finances to help to educate our people and to build our people and to uplift our people and to help them. Instead of that, they're trying to display, this kind of class thing, okay? And we have to break out of this class system and realize that real prosperity, real riches is knowing our true identity, knowing our true history before slavery, and also knowing our ancient African spirituality is very, very, very much more important than any amount of money. And many people always speak about beating the algorithm, but everything is set up in a way that the people would feed upon the more things that would keep them in the filth or keep them in the gutter. And so when you look at some of the people who you might see going big on YouTube and they're doing all of these things, sometimes they come from some kind of places, you know what I mean? I don't wanna belittle any place and so on, you know what I mean? But people coming from places like Baton Rouge and other different places and so on, those places carry certain stigma. Okay, and so sometimes a person can get out of the ghetto, but the ghetto is still inside of them. It's like saying you can take a pig out of the mud, but you cannot take the mud out of the pig. And that is why I'm saying that you do not have to be poor anymore, which means you do not have to live in that kind of mindset that, poverty and riches have to do with the abundance of things you have. No. It all have to do with a mindset, and we have to help our people to get out a certain kind of a mindset and help them to grow, help them to expand, and to get out of trying to be like their slave master, because this is something that has been done many years ago. I remember when I went back into a past life, okay, and I was having a showdown with a white general, and there was my men with me, and they had their guns also pointed to the white man and his crew also. And his crew, to be honest with you, was strictly black men. He worked with black slaves, okay, from who was very much loyal, okay, to him, because he know that they would not tell the truth of how this fight was gonna go down, okay? And I can go more into it, but I'm not gonna go into all of it right now, okay? And he got beaten, and those black guys who was there with him, they didn't go back on their plantation and speak the truth, okay? That's why certain things you will never see written in the history books. But I'm saying all of that to say that the way how he was dressed, he was fully dressed, okay? And all of us, including those who he brought with him, they were dressing just like what looked like, we were all dressing like what looked like something like a pampas, just covering our loins, our bare back, bare feet, warriors, okay? And this was something that was used from ever since. So it's like the slaves on the plantation, they always want to dress like the slave master. They always want to look like the slave master. So this is something that's been going on for a very, very long time. So all their life, okay, they want to see themselves living in the same category as their slave master. But I'm saying, when you understand our ancient spiritual system way back in Kemet, and you understand that our civilization begins in Africa, and you realize that we were not illiterate people as they would have us to believe, all of that is bringing you into a place of true prosperity, because it's bringing you into a place of freedom. Okay, so if you're not free, you're still in poverty. Poverty of knowing who you are. Poverty of your true identity. Poverty of your true spirituality. So the most important thing for black people to really, really discover is the true self, the higher self, the truth of who they are. And that's the real power. So self-empowerment, self-development is more important. Like for me, having a self-development library in my country is the greatest achievement. For me, that would be like the greatest achievement for me in my country. It's not what house I could build or what vehicle I could drive or anything like that. Because those things have never impressed me and they will never impress me. Okay? Even until I come to discover this truth and I know I can get whatever I desire, and I'm teaching you to do the same. It doesn't impress me. It don't. And the reason why is because I realize my mortality and I realize my immortality also. And because when you come to this kind of realization, you know that you're just here, you know what I mean, to serve each other and to build each other and to uplift each other. And that's the best you can really do. Okay? And so whatever is your desire for you to achieve in this life, it's not about you. It's not trying to impress your neighbor. It's not what neighborhood you can live in. It's not about that. It's not about whether you can drive a Lamborghini or you can drive a Rolls Royce. It's not like that. So I'm doing this because I don't want us to portray the wrong image to the young people and make them believe that's what life is all about. Trying to live the kind of life that they sell to you. Because you see, I gotta be real with this, right? There's a people on the face of the earth who doesn't really have a spiritual system, you know. And they stole from everybody else. They even have our artifacts hidden in their museums. And they are actually imposters. And I have to speak the truth. And you, who everything has been stolen from you, you are trying now to impersonate the imposters. That is not true riches. That is why even if a man make $100 million, whether from entertainment or from sport, he can end up bankrupt because why? He's still broke within his mind. He's still poor. But I'm saying to you, you no longer have to be poor. Not with this kind of truth, not with this kind of wisdom that I'm sharing with you. Okay? And that's why, my brother and my sisters, as you change your thinking and apply this teaching of self-realization in your life, whatever you attract in your life, let your motive be that you are attracting it to be an example, first of all, to your children, your family members, and so on, and as much people as possible that you can reach with the wisdom or the knowing of self, and you can share it with them. It's allowing you and giving you options so that you can share the truth with others. Let your wealth or your riches be surrounded around that. Okay? And you would die a happy person, being contented, knowing that you do something that is worthwhile on the face of this earth. Don't be like those who would have amassed so much wealth, and then in order for them to die in peace, they have to end up and give it all away to charity. Now, as I'm coming to a close here, I want to say, when you look at certain people, especially, I would have to say especially in America, okay? Because when you look at people like Oprah, you look at people like Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and many more, okay? And the amount of money that they have, and the kind of, what should I say, influence that they have, the kind of platform that they have is one that can be used in a very, very, very powerful way. But many times we see a lot of them are afraid to use their platforms because for whatever reason, okay? But my brother, my sisters, those of us who are willing to do whatever little that we can to educate our people, to be of help to our people, even if it means some people who have African origin, going back to Africa and enriching Africa, do it by educating the people. And I'm not talking about the kind of academic kind of education that they give us in school. Let them know the true history. Let them know who they are. And I want to say that I am so grateful for this kind of wisdom that I've received through experience. And there's no greater teacher than experience. And I can definitely assure you that this wisdom is what our people need. They need to know that the Bible addresses the human mind. They definitely need to know that. And must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history. And that the Bible was written symbolically, and it has no reference to anyone who existed thousands of years ago, to any actual event that would have taken place on earth thousands of years ago. They need to realize that from the beginning to the ending of the Bible, that it's all a great psychological drama, and it all has to do with the human psyche, and that the Bible is a plagiarized book that was plagiarized from our ancient African spirituality. And this is very much needed so we can put an end to all mental slavery. You have to teach our people that they have been dehumanized through slavery. And such a belief system that they are holding on to was enforced upon them. And it's time for us to let go and grow and teach them what is true riches by pointing them to look inwardly and to realize that imagination creates reality, and that it is our thoughts, our own thoughts, that are creating our personality and creating our reality. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Teach them to get back to nature and to align themselves with nature and to look at nature and to look more closely and see that whatever seed you sow, it will bring back after its own kind. And that the law of reproduction is that every seed and every species must and will all reproduce after its own kind. And show them the earth as Mother Earth, bringing forth whatever been sown in her. And show them the womb of a woman, bringing forth whatever been sown in her. And then show them the womb of the mind. And let them know that the Garden of Eden is all about the mind. And Adam and Eve is all about the masculine and feminine principle, the conscious and the subconscious mind. And Cain and Abel is the fruit that will bring forth either a productive life or a creative life. So my brother, my sisters, these things are very, 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 very important. We need to free our people from religion so they do not, or they no longer have to live in poverty. You no longer have to be poor. Not with this kind of wisdom. Not with this kind of information. So my brother, my sisters, with everything you do, let your motive be to help, to uplift the rest of humanity. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I think I got my main point across to you. And I want to say to you, this is the very first time that you're listening to me, and what I'm saying, it makes sense to you, and you haven't subscribed already, I'm encouraged to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. Also, if you haven't started following me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at BlackMadGuru. And if you haven't checked out my course, which is the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously, or the Inner Sun Engineering to Create Your Reality Consciously, you can check it out on my Patreon. Okay, and it is for people who are donating at least $20 or more per month. But if you cannot afford that, there's much more information on my Patreon that you would be able to access, okay, with whatever donation you choose to start from. Okay, and I want to say to you that we are living in a time where they want to black out the sun and they want to dim the sun. After they will give you a SON and tell you that the SON is the light of the world. When a SON can never exist unless there first be the SUN. Okay, as I always say, there's a church right next to me right here with a cross that says Jesus is the light of the world. How can a people become so dumb? Okay. Also, I want to say to you, if there's any other way that you would like to support this work, we have a PayPal link. It's right down below. Feel free to check it out. So, with all of that being said, my brother and my sisters, I want to say peace. I love you all. I'm out.